Welcome, everyone. Today I am not here to teach you English like a teacher with a book in hand. Today I am here to talk to you like a friend who once stood exactly where you are standing now, silent, confused, full of ideas but unable to speak. And my name is Ariel, and this is Bookish English, a place where we don't just learn words, we build voices. Let me ask you something very honest. Have you ever felt that English is inside your head, but never comes out of your mouth? You understand videos, you read posts, you know what others are saying, but when it's your turn to speak, everything stops. Your lips feel heavy, your tongue feels slow, your heart beats fast, and suddenly you feel small. I know this feeling because I lived it. I watched English videos for years. I learned grammar rules. I saved vocabulary lists. People said my English knowledge was good, but inside I knew the truth. I couldn't speak. And one day I realized something shocking. Nobody ever taught me how to train my mouth to talk. They taught me what English is, but not how English feels when it leaves your lips. That was the day everything changed. Because English is not only a subject, it is a physical skill, just like dancing, singing, or playing a sport. You can read about swimming all your life, but if you never enter the water, your body will never learn. In the same way, you can watch English all day, but if your mouth is not trained, your voice will never move freely. Most learners think their problem is grammar or confidence, but that is not the real problem. The real problem is that your mouth is still living in your native language. Your tongue, your lips, your jaw, they have practiced one sound system since childhood. And suddenly you ask them to switch to English without training. Of course they resist. Of course they feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is not failure. It is simply untrained muscles. When I understood this, I stopped blaming myself. I stopped saying I am bad at English. I started saying my mouth is just untrained. And the moment you stop blaming and start training, progress begins. Let me tell you something very important. You do not need perfect grammar to speak. You do not need a fancy accent. You do not need expensive courses. What you need is daily mouth movement. Small, focused, real speaking practice. 5 minutes a day can change your life if those 5 minutes are active, not passive. When I first started, I felt ridiculous. I spoke to the mirror. I exaggerated sounds. I repeated simple sentences again and again. I sounded like a beginner. And yes, my voice shook. But every day my mouth became lighter. Every day words came faster. Every day fear became smaller. And one morning I noticed something magical. English came out without asking permission from my brain. That is fluency. Fluency is when your mouth moves before fear arrives. And this is what I want for you. On Bookish English, I don't want you to just listen to me. I want you to speak with me. I want you to move your mouth while watching. Because silence never builds confidence. Only sound does. Training your mouth means accepting that you will sound imperfect at first. But that imperfection is not weakness. It is proof that you are practicing. Babies don't speak perfectly. They babble. They repeat. They make strange sounds, and nobody laughs at them. We clap for them. So why are you so hard on yourself? You are allowed to sound like a learner. That is the price of becoming a speaker. When you train your mouth, something else happens too. Your brain relaxes, because your brain realizes it doesn't need to translate everything. It trusts your mouth. And when brain and mouth work together, English becomes natural. You stop searching for words, you stop freezing, you start expressing, and expression is the real goal of language. Not exams, not marks, not rules. Expression. The ability to say what you feel when you feel it without fear. That is why this journey is not about English only. It is about confidence. It is about identity. It is about becoming the version of yourself who is not afraid to speak. I want you to imagine something. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You are speaking calmly. You are not rushing. You are not apologizing for your English. You are understood. You are respected. And you smile because you remember the days when you were silent. That future is possible, but only if you train your mouth today. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. Even one sentence spoken out loud is a step forward. So as we begin this journey together on Bookish English, promise me one thing. Do not be a silent viewer. Be a speaker in training. Speak with me. Pause the video. Repeat sentences. Move your lips. Feel the sounds. Because English will never come from watching alone. It comes from doing. In the next part, I will show you exactly how to start training your mouth daily with simple exercises that anyone can do at home without pressure and without fear. Now let us continue this journey together and go deeper into the real work, the work that actually changes your voice and your confidence, because motivation alone is not enough. You need a clear path. And this part is about building that path step by step, so your mouth slowly learns a new habit and your fear slowly loses its power. The first thing I want you to understand is that your mouth is like a sleepy machine. It has been moving in one pattern for many years. Your native language has its own rhythm, speed, and shape. English has a different rhythm, a different music. When you suddenly try to speak English, your mouth feels tired because it is doing a new kind of work. This tiredness is not a problem. It is progress. Just like your legs feel tired when you start walking after a long time, your mouth feels tired when you start speaking English. That tired feeling means your muscles are waking up. So never stop because of that. Instead, smile and say, "Yes, this is working." Now let me show you how to train your mouth in a very simple daily way without pressure. Every day, you need to do 3 things only. Move your mouth, hear real English, and speak without fear. That's it. No heavy rules. No long lists. First, moving your mouth. Before speaking, your mouth needs to warm up. You don't need anything special. Just stand or sit comfortably. Open your mouth wide and close it slowly a few times. Move your tongue left and right. Smile widely and then relax. This may sound childish, but it works. You are telling your mouth, "Get ready. We are switching to English mode." Then choose one simple sentence, not a difficult sentence. Something easy and real like "I am learning to speak English" or "I am not afraid to speak anymore." Say this sentence slowly. Feel every word. Don't rush. Say it again and again. Look in the mirror if you can, not to judge yourself, but to get comfortable seeing yourself speak English. Many learners are afraid of their own English face. They feel shy seeing their lips move differently. That fear disappears only when you face it. The mirror is not your enemy. It is your friend. It shows you that you are trying, and trying is powerful. After that, listen to real English. Not grammar explanations, real spoken English. It can be a short video, a short clip, even one sentence from a movie. Listen carefully, then repeat it immediately. Don't wait, don't think, just repeat. Even if it's not perfect. This is called shadow speaking. You are walking behind the speaker like a shadow. This trains your mouth to follow English speed and flow. At first, you will feel lost. Your tongue will trip. That's normal. Keep going. Your mouth learns by copying, not by thinking. Babies don't ask why this sound is like this. They copy. You should do the same. Now the most important part. Speaking without fear. Fear kills fluency faster than lack of vocabulary. Many learners know words but don't use them because they are afraid of mistakes. Let me tell you something very honestly. Mistakes are not the enemy. Silence is. When you stay silent, you don't grow. When you speak and make mistakes, you grow fast. People who laugh at mistakes never learned anything deeply. Strong learners respect effort. And even if someone laughs, so what? Your future is bigger than one moment of embarrassment. Every fluent speaker you admire once sounded terrible. They just didn't quit. They kept speaking when it felt uncomfortable. And that is the difference between speakers and watchers. On Bookish English, I want to create speakers, not silent fans. So I want you to practice speaking alone at first. Talk to yourself. Talk while walking. Describe what you see. Say simple things. I am walking. The sky is blue. I feel nervous, but I am speaking. This may feel strange, but it builds courage. When you can speak alone without fear, speaking with others becomes easier. Confidence is built in private, not in public. One more important thing you must understand is consistency, not intensity. You don't need 1 hour a day. You need 5 minutes every day. 5 honest minutes where your mouth moves and your voice comes out. If you practice 1 hour today and then stop for a week, nothing changes. But if you practice 5 minutes every day, your mouth slowly rewires. Habits are stronger than motivation. Even on days you feel tired, speak one sentence. Even on bad days, move your mouth once. That keeps the chain alive. And when the chain is alive, progress continues. Let me share something personal. When I was learning, there were days I hated my voice. I felt my English sounded ugly. I wanted to quit. But I made one rule. Never stop speaking completely. Even if I felt bad, I spoke one sentence. That rule saved me. Because stopping completely is dangerous. It makes fear stronger. Small action makes fear weaker. Over time, my voice changed. Not suddenly. Slowly. But one day I noticed I was speaking without planning every word. That moment is unforgettable. And that moment will come for you too if you stay consistent. Another key point is accepting your accent. Your accent is not a disease. It is part of your identity. You don't need to erase it. You just need clarity. People don't care about accent as much as you think. They care if they understand you. Focus on being clear, not fake. Don't try to sound like someone else. Sound like you, but in English. That authenticity builds confidence, and confidence makes people listen. As we continue this journey, remember this. English is not judging you. People are not waiting for you to fail. Most of the pressure is inside your head. Once you step out of that mental prison, speaking becomes lighter. You deserve to speak. You deserve to express. Your ideas matter even if your English is not perfect. And perfection is not required for communication. Courage is. So keep training your mouth. Keep making sounds. Keep showing up. In the next part, I will take you even deeper and show you how to build natural flow and rhythm so your English stops sounding broken and starts sounding smooth. Let us move forward in this journey and now talk about something that separates basic speakers from confident speakers. And that thing is flow, because many learners can say words, but they cannot connect them. And this is where English starts to feel heavy and broken. When you speak word by word, your brain works too hard. Your mouth stops again and again, and your listener feels the gaps. But when you learn flow, English becomes like a smooth road instead of a road full of stones. Flow means speaking in small groups of words, not one by one. It means letting sounds touch each other. It means trusting your mouth to move forward without stopping after every word. And this skill is not magic. It is trained. When I first discovered this, my English changed quickly. Before that, I used to say, I am learning English. Every word separate. Very slow. Very stressful. But when I started saying, I am learning English, in one breath, something clicked. My mouth felt lighter. My brain felt calmer. And people understood me more easily. That is the power of flow. You don't need long sentences to practice this. Short sentences are perfect. For example, I want to try. Say it slowly first. Then say it again a little faster. Then say it smoothly. I want to try. Notice how want to becomes wanna naturally. You don't need to force it. Just let it happen. English likes shortcuts. Native speakers use them all the time, not because they are lazy, but because it is natural. When you fight this natural flow, English feels unnatural. When you accept it, English feels friendly. Another example is, let me know. Not let. Me. Know. But let me know. One sound line. Practice these small phrases again and again. Not hundreds. Just a few every day. Repetition with awareness is the secret. And please remember this. Flow is not speed. Many learners think speaking fast means speaking well. That is wrong. Speaking smoothly means speaking well. You can speak slowly and still have flow. Flow is about connection, not speed. So don't rush. Let your mouth learn the path first. Speed will come later on its own. Now let us talk about listening, because listening and speaking are best friends. You cannot train your mouth without feeding it good sounds. But many learners listen passively. They play a video and just watch. That helps understanding, but not speaking. To train your mouth, you must listen actively. Choose short clips. 10 seconds is enough. Listen carefully. Notice how words connect. Notice where the speaker pauses. Notice the music in their voice. Then repeat immediately. Don't wait till the end. Pause and speak. Your goal is not to understand every word. Your goal is to copy the sound. Sound first, meaning later. This is very important. Many learners wait to understand everything before speaking. That delay kills fluency. Babies speak sounds before understanding meaning fully, and that is why they become fluent. Trust the process. Copy now. Understand later. Your brain will catch up. Another powerful habit is recording yourself. I know many of you hate this idea. You don't like your voice. You feel embarrassed. But recording is one of the fastest ways to improve. When you listen to yourself, you become aware, not to judge, but to adjust. You hear where you pause too much. You hear where your voice drops. You hear where you are actually doing better than you thought. Many learners think they sound terrible, but when they listen, they realize it is not that bad. This builds confidence, and confidence is fuel for speaking. So use your phone. Record 1 minute. 1 minute only. Speak about anything, your day, your feelings, your practice. Then listen once. Smile. And move on. Don't overanalyze. Just notice and continue. Over time, your recordings will become smoother. That progress will motivate you more than any comment from others. Let us also talk about thinking in English, because translation slows you down. When you think in your native language and then translate, your brain works double time. That is why you freeze. To reduce translation, start using simple English thoughts, not complex ideas. Simple ones. I am tired. I am hungry. I like this. I don't like that. Say these sentences during the day in your head or out loud. Slowly, English becomes a direct thought, not a translation. This is not something that happens in one day, but with daily practice, it happens naturally. Be patient with yourself. Fluency is a long friendship, not a one-day meeting. Another important thing I want to share is about mistakes in front of others. At some point, you must speak with real people. That step is scary, but necessary. Choose safe people first. Friends, supportive classmates, online language partners. Don't jump into judgmental spaces. Build courage gradually. And when you make mistakes, don't apologize too much. Apologizing makes you feel smaller. Instead, continue speaking. Most people don't care about small mistakes. They care about connection. If you stop every time you make a mistake, conversation dies. If you continue, conversation lives. Remember, communication is about message, not perfection. As Ariel from Bookish English, I want to tell you something deeply. Your voice matters. Your ideas matter. English is just a tool to share them. Don't make English bigger than yourself. You are bigger than this language. You are learning it. It is not judging you. So treat it like a friend, not a monster. Speak even when your voice shakes. Speak even when your sentence is simple. Speak even when your grammar is not perfect. Because every time you speak, you train your mouth. And every time you train your mouth, fear loses strength. We are not chasing native-level perfection. We are building confident communication. And that is enough to change your life. In the next part of this journey, I will show you how to build confidence step by step, so your fear stops controlling your voice and your English becomes part of who you are. Let us continue and now talk about the deepest wall that stops most learners, and that wall is fear. Because even with practice, even with good habits, fear can quietly sit inside your chest and block your voice at the worst moments. Fear is not loud at first. It whispers. It says, "What if I say it wrong? What if they don't understand me? What if they judge my accent?" And slowly, this whisper becomes a habit. You start choosing silence because silence feels safe. But silence is a dangerous comfort. It protects you today and steals your future tomorrow. When I was learning, fear was my biggest enemy, not grammar, not vocabulary. I could speak alone in my room, but in front of people, my throat closed. And I realized something very important. Confidence is not something you wait for. Confidence is something you build by acting even when you feel afraid. Waiting to feel confident before speaking is like waiting to be strong before going to the gym. Strength comes after training, not before. So, how do you train confidence? You train it the same way you train your mouth. Slowly, daily, intentionally. The first rule is to change how you talk to yourself. Many learners are very cruel to themselves. They say, "My English is bad, I sound stupid, I will never be fluent." Every time you say this, your brain believes it, and your mouth obeys it. Words are powerful, so start using different words. Say, "My English is improving. I am learning. I am brave because I speak." These sentences may feel fake at first, but repetition makes them real. Your brain listens to you more than it listens to others, so speak kindly to yourself. The second rule is to lower the pressure. Many learners think every sentence must be perfect. That pressure kills fluency. Instead, give yourself permission to speak badly. Yes, badly. Because bad speaking is better than no speaking. When you allow yourself to be imperfect, your mouth relaxes. And when your mouth relaxes, words flow more easily. Fluency grows in relaxed spaces, not tense ones. So next time you speak, don't aim for perfect. Aim for clear and honest. That is enough. The third rule is small exposure. You don't jump into a deep ocean on day one. You enter slowly. Start speaking in low-risk situations. Speak with yourself, then with one trusted person, then with a small group, then in public. Each step builds courage. Don't compare your step 1 with someone else's step 10. Everyone has their own timeline. Respect yours. The fourth rule is celebrating small wins. Many learners ignore progress. They only see what is missing. But progress is built from small moments. The first time you speak without freezing. The first time you finish a sentence. The first time someone understands you without asking again. These moments matter. Celebrate them. Smile. Say, I did it. This positive emotion trains your brain to enjoy speaking instead of fearing it. Enjoyment accelerates learning. Fear slows it down. Another powerful confidence tool is preparation. Fear often comes from feeling unprepared. So prepare simple phrases for common situations. Introductions, opinions, questions. Practice them until they feel natural. When your brain knows it has something ready, it relaxes. And when it relaxes, your mouth works better. This is not memorizing scripts. This is building safety nets. Over time, you won't need them, but in the beginning, they help a lot. Let me also talk about comparison, because comparison destroys confidence silently. You watch fluent speakers online and think, I can never speak like that. But you are seeing the result, not the journey. You don't see their mistakes, their fear, their early days. Comparing your beginning to someone else's middle is unfair. Focus on your own path. Compare yourself only to yesterday's version of you. If today you spoke one sentence more than yesterday, you are winning. That is real progress. As Ariel from Bookish English, I want you to understand that confidence is not loud. It is quiet and steady. It grows when you show up daily, even when nobody is watching. It grows when you speak, even when your voice shakes. It grows when you forgive yourself for mistakes and keep going. And one day, without warning, you will notice that fear is not controlling you anymore. You will still feel nervous sometimes, but it won't stop you. And that is confidence. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to speak despite it. This journey is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming more of yourself in English. Your personality does not disappear when you speak English. It comes out in a new form, and that form deserves space. So give it space. Give it sound. Give it time. Keep training your mouth. Keep calming your mind. Keep choosing courage over comfort. In the next part of this journey, we will talk about turning practice into a lifestyle, so English becomes part of your daily life. Not something you do only when you study. Let us continue this journey and now focus on something that truly changes everything, turning practice into a lifestyle. Because when English becomes part of your daily life, it stops feeling like a subject and starts feeling like a natural skill you use without effort. Many learners practice only when they sit with a book or a video, and the moment they close it, English disappears. That is why progress feels slow. Language grows when it lives with you, not when it visits you sometimes. When I understood this, my learning speed doubled. I stopped asking, when should I practice English? And started asking, how can I live in English a little more today? Living in English does not mean changing your whole life. It means adding small English moments into what you already do. When you wake up, say a simple sentence out loud like today will be a good day. When you brush your teeth, describe what you are doing in English. When you walk, name things you see. This may sound simple, but simplicity builds fluency. You are teaching your brain that English is not special or scary. It is normal. It belongs here. The more normal English feels, the less fear it creates. Another powerful habit is inner speech. Many people think inner speech must be perfect. Number. Your inner English can be broken, simple, and slow. That is fine. The goal is not beauty. The goal is presence. Think small thoughts in English. I need water. I am tired. I like this song. These thoughts train your brain to access English directly. Over time, your inner voice becomes faster and clearer. And when your inner voice improves, your outer voice follows. This is how fluency grows quietly. Let us also talk about routines, because routines remove decision-making. If you decide every day whether to practice, some days you will choose not to. But if you attach English to an existing routine, it becomes automatic. For example, after breakfast, 1 minute of speaking. Before sleep, 1 minute of shadowing. While walking, 1 minute of self-talk. That is 3 minutes without stress. And 3 minutes daily is more powerful than 1 hour once a week. Your mouth learns through repetition, not through pressure. Another important part of lifestyle learning is choosing input wisely. Not all English content helps speaking. Long explanations are useful sometimes, but too much of them makes you passive. Balance is important. For every video you watch, speak something, even one sentence, even one word. Never let English enter without leaving your mouth. That balance keeps you active. You are not a collector of information. You are a builder of skill. Let me also talk about patience, because impatience quietly kills motivation. Many learners expect fast results. When results are slow, they quit. But language growth is not like turning on a light. It is like sunrise. Slowly, quietly, and then suddenly everything is bright. Some days you will feel no improvement. That does not mean nothing is happening. Your brain is still adjusting. Your mouth is still learning. Trust the process. Fluency rewards those who stay. Another key point is rest. Yes, rest. Speaking practice is physical and mental. Some days your mouth will feel tired. That is okay. Rest does not mean stopping completely. It means lighter practice. Speak fewer sentences. Speak more slowly. Keep the habit alive, but reduce intensity. Consistency is more important than intensity. And finally, let us talk about identity. At some point, you must stop saying, I am learning English, and start saying, I speak English. This shift is powerful. When you see yourself as a speaker, your behavior changes. You speak more. You hesitate less. You forgive mistakes faster. Identity shapes action. Action shapes skill. Skill shapes confidence. So choose your identity wisely. You are not a silent learner. You are a developing speaker. And every day you speak, that identity becomes stronger. As Ariel from Bookish English, I want you to remember this. Fluency is not a gift. It is a habit. Built quietly, daily, imperfectly. You don't need to impress anyone. You need to express yourself. That is enough. When English becomes part of your lifestyle, it stops asking for effort. It flows because it belongs. In the next part of this journey, we will talk about staying motivated during low days and how to keep going when excitement fades. because long journeys need strong roots. Let us keep moving forward and now talk about the days nobody prepares you for, the low days, the quiet days, the days when motivation disappears. And you start questioning everything, because these days decide whether you become fluent or stay stuck. Many learners think the journey will feel exciting all the time. That is not true. Some days you will feel inspired. Other days you will feel tired, bored, or disappointed. And that is completely normal. Fluency is not built on excitement. It is built on discipline and kindness toward yourself. On low days, your mind will say, "This is not working. I am not improving. I should stop." But remember this: progress is not always loud. Sometimes it is silent. Sometimes it is happening deep inside where you cannot see it yet. Just because you don't feel improvement does not mean it is not there. Think of planting a seed. For days, nothing appears. But underground, roots are growing. Speaking works the same way. Your mouth and brain are building connections quietly. So on low days, do not quit. Change the rule. On good days, you can practice more. On bad days, you practice less, but you never stop completely. Even one sentence is enough. Even one sound is enough. That keeps the habit alive, and habits are stronger than moods. Another powerful tool for low days is remembering your why. Why did you start? Not for grammar, not for exams. You started because you wanted to express yourself. You wanted confidence. You wanted freedom. You wanted opportunities. Write your reason somewhere. Read it when you feel low. Emotions come and go, but your reason stays. Let it guide you. Also, understand this: motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Systems are reliable. That is why small daily routines matter so much. When motivation disappears, routines carry you forward. You don't need to feel like practicing, and you just need to start. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Start speaking, and motivation often follows. Another thing that helps during low days is changing the style of practice. If you are bored with repeating sentences, tell a short story. If you are tired of listening, just talk about your feelings. Variety refreshes the mind. English is flexible. Use it in ways that feel human, not mechanical. Also, stop measuring yourself every day. Measuring too often creates stress. Give yourself time. Review your progress after weeks, not hours. You will be surprised how far you have come. Let me also talk about mistakes again, because on low days, mistakes feel heavier. You notice them more. You judge yourself more. When this happens, remind yourself of one truth. Mistakes mean you are practicing at the edge of your ability. That is where growth happens. If you never make mistakes, you are staying too safe. So mistakes are not a sign of failure. They are a sign of courage. Speak and let mistakes pass like clouds. Don't chase them. Don't fight them. Just keep going. Another thing that kills motivation is loneliness. Learning alone for a long time can feel heavy. Try to connect with others, even one person. Share your journey. Speak together. Support makes the journey lighter. You don't need many people, just one who understands. And remember, you are not alone. Many people are walking the same path quietly. On Bookish English, you are part of a community that values effort, not perfection. When you feel low, remind yourself that you belong here. This journey is yours, and it is valid. Let us also talk about self-respect. When you practice daily, even for a few minutes, you start respecting yourself more. You trust yourself more. That trust becomes confidence. Confidence is not loud behavior. It is inner stability. It is knowing that even if you feel low today, you will show up tomorrow. That reliability builds strength. Over time, English stops being the center of the struggle. It becomes a tool you carry with you. Fear becomes smaller. Your voice becomes familiar. And one day, you will notice something beautiful. You will speak without thinking about speaking. That is fluency. Not because you reached perfection, but because you stopped fighting yourself. This journey asks for patience, honesty, and courage. Not talent, not intelligence, just showing up. So when low days come, slow down, but don't stop. Speak softly, but speak. Whisper if you must, but don't choose silence. Silence makes fear grow. Sound makes courage grow. As Ariel from Bookish English, I want you to hear this clearly. You are doing better than you think. Every small effort counts. Every sentence matters. Every day you practice, you move forward, even if it doesn't feel like it. Trust the process. Trust yourself. And keep walking. In the next part of this journey, we will bring everything together and talk about becoming a confident English speaker in the real world, in conversations, in life. Let us take the next step and now bring this journey into the real world, because learning in your room is powerful, but using English outside is where everything becomes real and meaningful. And this step often feels the scariest, yet it is the most rewarding. Many learners stay in practice mode forever. They repeat sentences, watch videos, talk to themselves, but they delay real conversations. They say, "I am not ready yet." But the truth is, nobody ever feels fully ready. Readiness comes after action, not before it. The real world is not a test. It is a playground. People are not waiting to judge your grammar. They are waiting to understand your message. So the first thing you must change is how you see conversations. A conversation is not a performance. It is an exchange. You are not there to impress. You are there to connect. When you focus on connection, pressure reduces. Start with simple conversations. Don't jump into deep debates. Begin with greetings, small talk, simple opinions. How are you? What do you do? I like this. I think so. These small interactions train your confidence muscles. Each successful interaction, no matter how small, sends a message to your brain. I can do this. And that message is powerful. Another important thing is listening more than speaking at first. Listening reduces pressure. It gives you time. It helps you understand rhythm and natural responses. And when you do speak, keep it simple. Long sentences are not required. Clear sentences are enough. Fluency is not about length. It is about ease. If you forget a word, don't stop. Paraphrase. Use simpler words. Communication is flexible. You don't need perfect words to express real ideas. That flexibility is a sign of a real speaker. Also, learn to be comfortable with pauses. Silence in conversation is not always bad. You don't need to fill every second. Take a breath. Think. Then speak. Pauses make you sound thoughtful, not weak. Many learners panic during pauses and rush. Rushing creates mistakes. Calm pauses create clarity. Another real-world skill is asking for help confidently. If you don't understand something, say, "Can you repeat, please?" or "What does that mean?" There is no shame in this. Native speakers do it too. Asking questions shows engagement. It keeps the conversation alive. Never pretend to understand when you don't. That builds confusion and fear. Honesty builds confidence. Let us also talk about rejection or misunderstanding, because it will happen. Sometimes people won't understand you. Sometimes they will ask you to repeat. Sometimes conversations will feel awkward. This is normal. It happens even in your native language. Don't take it personally. One moment does not define your ability. Learn from it and move on. Every uncomfortable moment is training. Every misunderstanding teaches you something. Growth is hidden inside these moments. Another powerful habit is reflecting after conversations. Not to criticize, but to learn. Ask yourself, what went well? What can I improve? Then practice one thing next time. Small adjustments create big results over time. Also remember to be patient with yourself in public. Speaking with others uses more energy than practicing alone. Your brain is processing sounds, emotions, reactions. It is normal to feel tired after conversations. That tiredness means you are stretching your ability. Rest and recover. Don't quit. And most importantly, keep your identity strong. You are a speaker in progress, not a beginner who knows nothing. You have skills. You have experience. Respect that. Confidence grows when you respect your own journey. As Ariel from Bookish English, I want you to understand that English is not outside of you. It is becoming part of you. Every conversation adds a layer. Every attempt shapes your voice. You are not chasing a finish line. You are building a relationship with this language. And relationships grow with time, patience, and honesty. There will be good conversations and bad ones. Both are useful. Both are teachers. So step into the real world with curiosity, not fear. Speak to learn, not to prove. And remember, courage is not loud confidence. It is quiet action taken again and again. In the next and final part of this journey, we will close this chapter with a powerful mindset shift so you never fall back into silence again.